This is Red Hunt, where even a normal day can end in something wild, like what happened here. I am in a bit of a dilemma. I am a 28-year-old female, and my twin brother is a 28-year-old male. He recently got admission to pursue his master's degree abroad. He called me asking for assistance because he needed approximately 2,000 United States dollars for his tuition down payment. I know that studying abroad can be capital intensive, so I plan to borrow more to help him with expenses like his plane ticket, accommodation, and living expenses in his country of destination. We do not live together. He recently lost his job and is not managing his savings well. He is spending money unnecessarily, such as making repairs on our mother's car, which I thought was not necessary since he plans to leave the country and is the only one who uses the car. Additionally, he had some issues and spent money our mother gave him for specific tasks on other unnecessary activities. He later sent me messages asking for help, which I refused. In my response, I emphasized that I was also living my life and had not budgeted for him that month, so I could not assist him. He became upset and asked me to apologize for saying I was also living my life, which I refused. I encouraged him to be truthful with our mother rather than trying to cover his tracks. Now I am rethinking the loan because I am also settling my own debts. From experience, he never repays any money he owes me. He promised that he had a work permit and would slowly reimburse me every 2 weeks when he got there, but I doubt he will follow through. As a solution, I am considering talking to our parents about taking the loan for my brother, even though they are retired. My mother was previously able to take out a loan, so I believe it should not be a problem for the banks to give loans to both parents, allowing them to pay it back from their pensions. Would I be the bad person if I backed down from our earlier arrangement? P.S. This is my first time posting here, so I am a little confused about the Ask Me Anything format. What's up with that? I mean, why do you feel the need to solve your brother's problems? He's an adult, and honestly, he should talk to your folks directly if he needs help. It's not your responsibility to take care of him. If you recently offered him a loan, that's one thing, but if it was a while ago, it's totally okay to back out now. You've got your own debts to deal with, and let's be real, he has a history of not paying you back. Plus, at 28, he should really have a solid plan before jumping into studying abroad. If he lost his job, he needs to find another one, or even two, to make it work. You're not the bad guy here, you're not the cause of this situation. Am I the jerk for going to my friend's birthday even though she smokes? I would like some outside perspective on a situation I am facing. I am a 23-year-old female living with my parents, who are both in their 50s, and 2 adult siblings. My family raised us not to smoke, drink, or use drugs. Personally, I have never engaged in any of those activities because I do not like the thought of being high. However, I respect the choices of those who do drink or smoke, as long as they do not pressure me to join them. One of my close friends and coworkers, Charlie, who is 25 years old, invited me to her birthday party. I attended her birthday brunch last year and was happy to accept the invitation. My parents were pleased that someone wanted me around, but they were concerned about the possibility of smoking, as Charlie does not drink. As the day approached, my father kept making jokes about not getting high or drunk. My mother, who drove me since my car is currently being repaired, also expressed discomfort with the idea of me being around people using marijuana. I reassured them that I had no plans to drink or smoke, and they stated that they trusted me. However, as parents, they still felt worried. I attempted to calm their concerns, but my mother began to get increasingly anxious. During the ride, she voiced that they would feel guilty if anything happened to me. She expressed worries about peer pressure and mentioned that they think I am too inexperienced for the world. I told her that it felt like a lecture meant for a teenager, to which she replied that because I live like a teenager, they treat me as one. She believes this is true because I do not have a full-time job, my own home, or my own car. While I understand her perspective, I do pay for my phone bill, car insurance in place of rent, gas, and car repairs. I even offered to pay rent, but they declined. I work 30 hours a week and take martial arts and stunt classes while preparing to return to college to obtain my associate's degree. I am currently enrolled and studying for my placement test, which both of my parents are aware of. When my mother picked me up, Charlie came outside to say hello and show off the outfit I made for her. My mother was pleasant at that moment, but once I got back in the car, she asked if people were smoking, as she could smell it. I confirmed that they were, but reassured her that no one pressured me or the other girl who was not participating. She fell silent and was quite cold for the remainder of the ride. She even made some unkind remarks about Charlie, which I felt were unfair since she is a wonderful friend and host. I feel as though my parents do not see me for who I truly am. I understand that they care about me, but this pattern of treating me like a teenager is becoming tiresome. It seems as though they do not recognize my growth and maturity. I do not want to engage in those activities, so why would my friends' choices change my mind? It feels as though they think I am lying about my intentions. I am working, studying, and pursuing my career goals. I do not believe I am freeloading in the way they seem to think, and I do not believe the warnings they continue to give me are necessary. Am I the antagonist for spending time with friends who smoke marijuana? Are my parents struggling with the reality that I am an adult? You're not the cause of this situation, you know. You don't have to live like your folks do. It's your life, and honestly, you can choose your friends without worrying about their approval. I mean, telling your folks about private stuff your friends do. That seems a bit much. Setting some boundaries is a big deal. You're 23, it's time to stand up for yourself. Your folks might be overstepping a bit, but hey, you can still have a good relationship with them without sharing everything. Just focus on what works for you. It's totally okay to be independent. Am I the jerk for not sugarcoating a message when asking to be reimbursed? Last year, my boyfriend's best friend moved to the United Kingdom. My boyfriend's car was not working, so we used my car to go to the airport. We met at the friend's house so everyone could leave together, and I had already agreed to pick up some of the other friends since it was on the way. While we were waiting, the mother of the friend who was leaving, let's call her Shirley, expressed concern that someone picking up another girl might not arrive on time. She stated that she did not care about the cost, she just wanted the girl to be picked up and would pay for it. She asked my boyfriend, but he said we were using my car and that she should ask me. Shirley offered to pay for the petrol and I replied, "Thank you, that would help a lot." My boyfriend said, "We'll work it out," which I interpreted to mean between Shirley and me. 2 days later, I sent this message to Shirley. "Hey, I hope you're doing well. Would you mind sending me the cash for the other day?" About 30 minutes later, I received a call from her daughter's friend, who angrily questioned who I thought I was for asking Shirley for money. I was insulted and called several derogatory names. I hung up and blocked her. Then Shirley's daughter messaged me from her mother's number, insulting me and bringing up past drama. She claimed that my boyfriend was supposed to work it out with her father, but that never happened. I think she misunderstood "we'll work it out." It was not meant to be between him and the parents, it was between Shirley and me. Shirley then messaged me, insisting that I needed to reconcile with her daughter. I lied and said I would try. I apologized and explained that it was not my intention to offend anyone. I mentioned that I was financially struggling, as Shirley knew I had been scammed that month and that the petrol money would help. In response, Shirley sent a lengthy message expressing regret for asking me to help and questioned why I asked for money since I was already going to the airport. I clarified that I had only agreed to pick up the extra person because I was told I would be compensated. I added that if she did not intend to pay, she should not have offered. The situation escalated. Her daughter and her daughter's friend began to harass me with constant calls, messages, and direct messages on 2 Instagram accounts. I blocked them all. Months later, people still say I was rude and that I should have phrased my request differently, such as, "Can you please send me the cash when you get a chance?" I do not see how my version was that different or disrespectful. What hurt the most was that my boyfriend did not defend me. He said he did not want to get involved, even though it was his friend's family. Am I the antagonist? The only way I think I could be wrong is if they never actually intended to pay and believed I should have done it for free. You're not the cause of this situation, but honestly, your boyfriend is definitely the jerk here. You did a favor and only asked for what was promised, which is totally fair. I mean, it's ridiculous that the mom and her daughter felt entitled to curse you out over a simple request. Seriously, the response is just insane. And your boyfriend, what kind of partner just sits back while you're getting harassed? He should have stepped in, especially since he was part of the whole deal from the start. This really shows a red flag about your relationship. If he can't defend you now, what happens later? You deserve someone who stands up for you, not someone who stays neutral when you're being treated badly. It's time to rethink your connections, including him. Am I the jerk for not telling my parent the truth about their partner? When I was 6 years old, my parents got divorced. Shortly after the divorce, my father introduced me to his girlfriend. I was still very young at the time, and my father instructed me not to tell my mother because it would make her sad. I believed him and went along with it. I felt guilty for lying to my mother, but I could see that she had not gotten over the divorce. Sometimes she would cry while listening to music, and I would comfort her. When I was 7, I spoke about it with my aunt and grandmother, who both informed my mother that my father had a girlfriend. She became very upset, and I thought maybe it was better that I had not told her myself, as it hurt her. Because I had lied to my mother and said I did not know the girlfriend, I think that helped her feel a little more at ease, even if it was only temporary. Over time, my mother seemed to slowly start to get over the situation. However, when I was 11 years old, my mother discovered that I had the girlfriend's contact saved on my phone. She recognized the name because my father had cheated on her with that woman. I had suspected this but did not want to believe it. It was easier to remain unaware, and despite our issues, I still loved my father. My mother confronted me, saying that this woman had ruined their marriage. She asked why I had her contact information, and I told her the truth, that my father had sent me money through her phone. However, when she asked if I was close with the girlfriend and if I saw her often, I felt so guilty that I could not tell her the truth. Now that I am 15, I still feel bad about everything. A few days ago, my mother and I had an argument. I brought up a time when she was dating someone and frequently brought him into our home, which made me uncomfortable. Unfortunately, she ignored my feelings. I had previously discussed my discomfort with my aunt, who validated my feelings, so I thought my mother would understand. Instead, she reminded me that I had lied about my father's girlfriend, which made me feel terrible all over again. What is worse is that I still have not told her that I live with my father and his girlfriend now. I know she would be even more upset, not just with me, but with herself. That is why I am seeking the opinion of people who do not know anyone involved in this situation. I want to know if I am in the wrong because although I recognize I did something wrong, I need to understand what outsiders think. So, am I in the wrong for not telling my mother the truth about my father's girlfriend? Honestly, your mom is wrong, OP. Your dad is the one who really messed up the marriage. Not you, and definitely not the other woman, just him. I mean, it's straight up wrong how he put you in such a tough spot and then blamed you for it. And honestly, your mom's reaction. That's pretty messed up too, especially since you were just a kid. You had nothing to do with their problems. Both your folks let you down, and it's not on you. You deserve to be a kid without having to carry their baggage. You're not the bad guy here, your dad is. Maybe it would be worth showing your mom this post so she can see the truth. Aitah for calling out passive-aggressive comments from my brother-in-law. Hello, I am in a strange situation, and I wonder if anyone can relate or provide insight. There seems to be a pattern with my brother-in-law, as this is the second time something similar has happened. He makes rude comments under his breath that are not directed at anyone in particular. Although he is not looking at anyone directly, his comments still upset me. The most recent incident occurred on Easter. He sat next to me at brunch, and in between conversations, I heard him mutter "dirt poor." This was particularly unsettling because I am currently struggling financially. I had to drop out of school to catch up on bills and have been relying on family more than usual. Just a few days prior, I had asked my brother for $20 for gas, so I suspect they might be discussing my situation, although I cannot confirm that. While the comment was not explicitly directed at me, it felt very personal. In that moment, I chose to ignore it and may have rolled my eyes. Later, I decided to address it with my brother, as it was his boyfriend making the comments. However, my brother reacted strongly. This has happened before. He seems to believe that I am either hearing voices or looking for reasons to pick a fight with his boyfriend. The previous incident occurred about 6 months ago when the muttering behavior bothered me. I tried to mention it for clarity, asking who he was talking to and why he behaves this way. I had only met this person once before and was confused by the behavior. My brother and mother are dismissing my feelings about this situation and have blown it out of proportion. My mother even claimed that I have created a lot of damage and that I might lose my brother over this. Am I missing something? Am I in the wrong? Thank you in advance for your insights or advice. Yo, hear me out, your brother-in-law definitely sounds like a jerk, but honestly, 2 comments 6 months apart don't really make a strong case for a pattern, you know. When someone makes a rude remark, it's usually best to call them out right away. You could say something like, "What was that? Can you say it again for everyone?" That really puts them on the spot. Then follow up with questions like, "Why would you say that?" Or "Is that how you were raised to treat people?" If they're religious, asking about their values could really make them think twice. I mean, it's worth a shot. It's a big deal to call out that passive-aggressive vibe, but sometimes the best response is to just act like you didn't hear them at all. If he's trying to get a reaction, don't give him the satisfaction. Just move on and keep your head up. People who thrive on negativity usually have their own issues to deal with, you know. You're not the cause of this situation. If you want to talk about it, just handle it calmly. Am I the jerk for selling something for more than I bought it for? I am currently selling some merchandise from various musical artists due to personal issues that I need to pay for. I recently lost my dog and his cremation was quite expensive. It is important to note that the buyer is the same person from whom I purchased these items a few months ago for £22, which included £26 with shipping. I received a good deal when I bought both posters, and I plan to make a profit from the sale. My original intent was never to sell, but circumstances have changed. The items in question are a set of posters from a listening party, which I have listed for £35 each. This is a reasonable price since they are quite rare and usually sell for around £50. The buyer expressed interest in both posters, and I offered to sell them for £50. In response, they offered £25 for both. I then replied that I could sell one poster for £20, and they called me greedy. I took the time to explain my situation without disclosing specific details, simply stating that it was personal and that I genuinely need the money. The buyer argued that they were offering more than what I paid for both items. I reiterated my reasons for selling and mentioned that my prices are based on other listings. I also mentioned that if they were unhappy with the prices, they did not have to purchase the items and could look for them elsewhere. Additionally, I explained that I included many extras in my orders. These extras, such as handmade bracelets, mini posters, confetti, and stickers, required time and money to create or purchase, not to mention the cost of the poster tube for shipping. The buyer then claimed it was unfair for me to charge more than what they originally paid, stating they only needed the space and wanted the items back. I emphasized again that I need the money. They later asked if I would sell both posters for £35, but I have not replied yet. I am unsure if I am in the wrong. I understand that some individuals may regret selling merchandise, especially if they are collectors, but I believe that since they are my posters now, I should be able to sell them for whatever price I choose. I am conflicted about whether to accept the £35 offer, as I am hesitant to sell to this buyer due to our conversation and doubt they would leave a positive review. Any advice would be appreciated. Thank you. It's your merch, your grief, and honestly your choice. Just because someone else sold it cheap doesn't mean they set the rules for you. I mean, you're not running a charity here, you're just covering costs, not flipping items for fun. A lot of stores do the same thing, buying products in bulk and selling them for more. So really, people shouldn't complain about your prices as if you forced them to buy it. It's totally fair to price things how you see fit. You're not doing anything wrong here. Just focus on what matters to you, stick to your plan, and don't let others dictate your decisions. You've got this. Thanks for watching. When you subscribe, make sure to hit the bell to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. To finish listening to all the stories, check out the playlist in the description.